This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. If you aren't expecting adult language, why even bother listening? Welcome, my friends, to the show of friends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Iapicco.
I'm Truman, and this is episode 419, Wash, Rinse, Repeat.
See, I was going to say new season, same team, but...
deja vu all over again.
I mean, it's just an endless... It's a plethora of options, really.
Where have I seen this story before?
So, yeah, Red Bulls... did not play very well. Before we get to those, some good news on our end. My computer last week was busted. I ended up getting a new one. As I was telling Truman before the episode, I found a nice new soundboard app, so my setup is much, much easier. And this one's for those video game players out there because it comes with some custom sound effects built in, and this one is just so reminiscent. 5 points. 5 points if you get what game that's from. Or, I'm sorry, what series it's from. All right. Anyway, on to recap. Orlando away, 1-0 loss. Before we get into our thoughts, do you have the tweets ready to go?
Yeah, I got the tweets here. So here we go. Tonino M says, here's my rant. Fuck off, Apple TV. That's all I got. At Creepy Task, see, our friend Steven Santos says, LOL, we're starting well already. 1-0 loss and looking amateur. We looked very weak and poor, lackluster offense, but good defense. Where have we seen that story before?
Yep.
Speaking of, Tech, Adam from Earth. Classic Red Bull soccer. Dominate the midfield and can't find the back of the net. The Schrodinger cat of MLS. 6-0 when no one is looking. 0-1 when we open the box. And then finally from our friend Pierre Delecto said, do I really have to start this year with a voicemail? And then he says, by the way, I am in Orlando and flew to watch this. Well, at least you got to be in Orlando. So could be worse. Could have been in like Minnesota. So there's that.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we'll get into our, I'm pretty sure we don't have emails. I'll double check real quick, but we'll get into likes and dislikes. So Truman, you can go first. What did you dislike about this game?
Oh boy. The fact that we saw the same thing I think for the past 2 years, this was the same exact game. Give up no chances, whole game, and then you give up a penalty and you lose. So it's extremely frustrating when you see the same thing happen. That's just my biggest problem is, like everyone said, they dominated the game and have absolutely nothing to show for it. Nothing. And the other team gets one chance to score, and that's exactly what they did.
And it wasn't even a good – the only reason they got the chance was because of a stupid deflection.
Yep.
All right. My dislike – and I'm going to circle back to the Apple TV because I feel like that's got to be its own little thing. My dislike is going to be, I guess, just piling on. It's the same fucking shit all over again. We played with two strikers, which in theory should have been better. Mm-hmm. And I think – I think at times we actually did have a little better hold-up play, but nothing came out of it. I don't even remember if we got a shot on goal officially. Maybe we got at least one on goal because the one that what's his name stopped at his face, but we didn't get much more than that. So no quality chances. It's just
reminded of one of those forwards is Tom Barlow.
Yeah. I remember because I thought about this like earlier in the week. Why the fuck is Aquinas coming out so early in the game?
I don't know.
It's week 1. How is he not able to go 90 minutes?
I mean, it's got to be some kind of just strategy change. And really, I just don't know what the strategy was, because you really got nothing on that bench that's going to come in and make a difference right now.
Strategy was to reduce the possible goal difference already? Stop it from getting to 2?
I don't know.
All right. Likes. I guess the fact that the defense, except for the handball, did pretty well. I mean, Orlando didn't look great at all, but still, that's a credit to the defense that I held Orlando to, I believe, was exactly one shot on goal, and it was the one they scored off the penalty kick. So to hold your opponent to 0 shots on goal during the run of play, that's a pretty impressive feat, regardless of the opponent.
Yeah, and again, that's my like too. This is what we talk about every year, is that they play excellent defense. They did not give up a shot during the entire run of play. I mean, they had like one off the corner, I think, and of course the penalty kick. But aside from that, defense is always solid with this team. And I keep convincing myself that defense is going to win a championship, but so far that has not worked out.
I mean, you can't win if you don't score. So
yeah.
All right. Afterthoughts. I guess we might as well talk about Apple TV here.
Well, I have a couple game thoughts before we talk about Apple TV.
All right, go ahead.
Just to follow up in the game. When you do get the ball right in front of the net, why don't you just fucking shoot it? Let's not look for the pretty pass.
Yeah.
They had that great turnover, and if they turn that ball over and let the shot rip, it's at least getting on goal. I'm not guaranteeing a score, but I mean, I don't know what
you force a save.
Yeah, you're doing something. Now let's just pass it 2 more times, and then you get nothing out of it. That kind of stuff, you got to get the ball and just fire it. Fire it at the net. Just do it. That drives me absolutely nuts. Second thing, listen, I know he's here from Europe and he just got here, but just knowing that our new designated player, Dante Vaznier, is sitting in a luxury box, not even can play the final 5 minutes as a forward. It drives me absolutely crazy because I feel like every other team gets a big designated player and the guy's playing like immediately or coming in immediately in the second half. Maybe it's just the way I see it, but I don't know. It drives me nuts when I see that. Just be on the sideline. Anything. I mean, he better be playing this week. If he's not playing this week, then it's just the same old nonsense with these guys and designated players.
I mean, it was just that it even took that long for him to show up. Like,
no,
in 2023, how do we not get the visa done that quickly and get him in the training?
Right.
And the assumption is visa was the holdup. I don't know if that's actually the case, but I mean, how do you not sign him and then have him in training within a week?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That kind of stuff just drives me nuts. And I mean, the guy's not in he's not like an off-season form, you know?
No, he was playing.
Yeah. So that's the thing too. Give the guy the final
5-10 minutes.
5 minutes and stoppage time. He's a forward. Just get him the ball. Maybe something can happen.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm done. Those are the 2 things that are really bugging me.
All right. So Apple TV. Overall thoughts on the first match production?
The game was fine. It was fine. That's what it is. It was not exciting. It was not amazing commentary. It was just, I felt like we were very much in the NFL, you're watching an end of the season Jets Browns game, and that's the commentating team you get. That's how this game felt. It was we're the bottom. We were the bottom of the priority list. Yes, it was very blasé, is what that commentary, which is okay. It doesn't have to be amazing. So that's really my other commentary. Everything else was just it was a fine, okay broadcast.
And I imagine that's the first time those two were together.
Sure.
Right. So that means they don't have chemistry in the booth, which is is important. I think. I mean, from a quote neutral perspective, I thought they were talking a little bit more about Orlando than New York, but that's just going to come with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, you're going to generally talk about the home team.
Also, he said something about when they scored. I think he said, "And the Lions roar first." That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, I bet you that was scripted.
I mean,
Somebody had that.
I'm sure he had a
ready to
bull
go.
pun. I'm sure he had a bull pun if the Red Bull scored too.
Yeah, something about the running of the Bulls or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, they're running wild, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was watching kind of two devices because I was making dinner during part of the game. Right. So I had my cell phone, which was on the web browser because I have an Android, and then I have an actual Apple TV attached to my TV. I thought it was good that there wasn't any discernible difference in the quality between the two.
Okay.
But I don't know if this was just me. Towards the end of the match, there were definitely some hiccups in terms of the video, where like for a split second it went to like just almost like a rainbow of colors, almost like this. The feed cut out and then came right back in, kind of thing. I don't know if that happened to anybody else, but
I don't think I noticed anything.
Okay. So I mean, like I said, it could have just been me, but it was just weird how. And I think I heard some audio clipping too. But again, first weekend, all this other stuff. It's going to be the highest amount of streaming at once on those servers since it's brand new service. I'm willing to give the glitches time. The only thing, and I haven't gone back to watch any other games, but my biggest complaint at the moment is the possibility of the game getting spoiled, because I've seen numerous threads on Twitter and Reddit talking about the option to hide scores not working on the certain devices. Apparently on the Apple TV, we have it. It works because I think after the game I tried it and I didn't see scores for the other games. But I saw somebody on Reddit make an actual like style sheet plugin for Apple TV to hide the scores, regardless of whether or not you actually enable the setting, because it doesn't seem to work on the website. So the fact that we're a week in and people are already having to do hacks to provide this functionality. Oh, that was the other thing. The away radio broadcast was not available.
Huh. Nowhere to be found?
No. Apparently, and so when they announced the service, one of the big selling points was you could select your audio feed, right? If the team provided its own radio call, you would be able to select it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, away feeds are not going to be a thing this year. I think it was Matt Harmon on Twitter. Let me actually find, because I saw this tweet the other night and I actually asked about it. All right, so Steve Jolly Steve Jolly said that you get to listen to the Red Bull Radio this week. And I said, ask the question, isn't it supposed to be available? And Andrew Vazano, the director of communications, responded back saying that it's only home radio to start. And I can't remember where exactly, but I saw somewhere else somebody mentioned it's away radio doesn't come in until 24. Yeah. A major feature of the service is not going to be available until next year.
That's weird.
It's fucking embarrassing!
Coach is back.
Yep. And he's in regular season form. All right. Any other thoughts on the Orlando game or Apple's TV? We'll move on.
Let's move on.
Okay. So predictions, neither of us got it right.
Oh, so much for confidence.
Yeah. So both of us starting off the year with 0. So the Red Bull or New York Red Bull fan pain index. Now, last week we talked about this. We came up with a few ideas. I had put a survey out. We got some good responses. So we are tonight unveiling the pain index for Rebels fans, at least for this year. I assume we can we're going to carry this caveat that every year we can update it based on whatever pain we experienced the year prior. So what's going to happen is after each match starting this week, I'm going to put up a survey to ask you guys what your current pain level is for the season. And we're going to kind of track the collective pain of this fan base over the year. I'm curious to see how high this number gets.
It's going to get high.
Yeah. So this scale is 0 to 10, 0 being the least amount of pain, 10 being the most. Here are the levels that we have. So 0 is winning a trophy. Doesn't matter which one, just a trophy. Number 1, snatching a draw from the jaws of victory. I feel like if we had draw last weekend, we'd all be at a 1 right now.
Yes.
2, Sayer sends skying the PK in the CONCACAF Champions League.
That was fun. I don't think that ball's landed still.
Level number 3, the inevitable criticizing of Red Bull attendance.
Can't wait for Saturday.
Nope. And I've already seen posts on Reddit about the attendance. So
right.
we are not preseason form on that one. Level number 4, a first round playoff exit. Level 5.
It's higher, but that's okay. That's okay. We got more pain coming.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this is what we're used to, right? So that's a first round playoff exit should hurt, but we're so conditioned to it that it's not as bad.
That's true.
Level number 5, Kaku disappearing to Saudi Arabia, which we still haven't seen any transfer money, even though everybody so far has said that we own his contract. So
yeah, okay.
Level 6, a derby loss to New York City FC.
Always unacceptable.
Yeah. And if you think that these have been kind of mellow so far, just wait. Level 7, the 2018 playoff loss to Atlanta United.
Ugh.
And whether you want to call it the series loss or the game 1 loss, either one, it still works.
Yeah.
Level 8, the 5-1 loss to Orlando in the U.S. Open Cup.
I feel like that just happened. Wait, it did.
Yes, it did. Level 9, the 2012 playoff loss to DC United.
I don't even like speaking about that because they made 2 trips for that game.
It's been over 10 years since that happened.
Yeah, it's still fresh in my memory.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Cooper, you poor bastard.
And level number 10, the 2021 playoff loss at Philadelphia.
Kicking the balls.
Yes. So that right there, folks, is our levels of pain that we're going to start the year with. Like I said,
there's also tons and tons of other ones that were really good.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Let me. Of course, that's the wrong one. Let's see. I'll read off some of the other runs real quick. I'm going to jump to the higher levels because those are the better ones. Level 10, wooden spoon. I mean, you almost have to try for it. New York City FC winning the treble. Not making the playoffs, which I feel like it almost, at this point, if we don't make the playoffs, it's almost like pain relief.
Right.
So, BWP, or was it Aban hitting the fucking post against Columbus at home in the 2015 playoffs? Level 9. Let's see.
Well, this is the Caracola own goal. That was a good one.
Yeah. Making it to the MLS or US Open Cup final only to lose, which 2017 is where we were with that.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody actually wrote the USOC final loss to Sporting Kansas City. Bottom 3 in the league. Not scoring in the second leg versus Chivas. Yep. All right. Level 8, Dax McCarty being sold. Getting trashed by New York City at home. Dylan Nealis coming on as a sub and costing us 3 points. I feel like that one's a little harsh towards Nealis because giving him 3 points is not just him.
There's definitely some Dylan Nealis hate in these.
Yeah, there is.
Dylan Nealis playing a full 90. Oh, God.
Being eliminated from the 2015 playoffs, even though we won 3 out of 4 playoff games, including the last one that we played. Yeah, I can see that one. Let's see. Coach fired, which I'm assuming is Pecky.
Mm-hmm. Why'd you fire Pecky?
Level 7, swept by New York City FC. Yeah. Losing to Houston in 2013 on away goals, then seeing the rule change 2 years later. That's appropriate.
Well, as the league does, they always change the rules after we fuck it up.
Yep. 2.5-hour rain delay against Miami in 2021. Specifically, the second leg of the conference final versus Atlanta in 2018. Level 6. Playing like shit.
Of like shit.
Someone must have just said that, hey, that was a good way to get the sound effect on the show. Not beating Man City B / the Smurfs. Derby lost to DC or New York City. This is a blast from the past. I don't remember to say the first name. I'm going to screw it up. I know I will. Jameson Olave playoff red card.
Yeah.
Which, now that I'm thinking about it, nobody mentioned the BWP red card against New England. Because if he plays in that second leg, we probably win the series.
Yeah.
Level 5. Main player gets a season-ending injury. Santos CCL loss in 2019. Dylan Nealis in the starting 11. Sorry, Dylan.
Was it one person that submitted all the Dylan Nealis hate? Had to be.
Actually, yes. This is yes. I'm looking at it. It's the same person with 3 different Dylan Nealis.
Do we know who that is? Don't say it out loud, but I will. We need to have a conversation.
Actually, we don't. We don't. Not officially.
Right. One of you really hates Dylan Nealis.
Yeah, this was anonymous, so I don't know who actually did this.
Just tweet out you raising your hand, and then we'll know.
Yeah. Ilsinho on the ball. Level 5, the usual Metro way. Okay. Level 4, win one, lose one. The New England playoff exit in 2014. This one I thought was good. A 0-0 draw when I bring non-soccer fans to Red Bull Arena.
I knew this game sucked.
Dennis Hamlet. And the inevitable Red Bull captain leaves at the end of the season. Level.
I mean, we don't have to mention the lower ones. I'll just mention the one we didn't have that I'm surprised no one mentioned. And that is Thierry Henry allowing Roy Miller to take a free kick.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that, actually.
Yeah. And the reason was, well, no one's going to expect it. Oh, great.
That's the worst, is when no one expects it.
That was straight from the mouth of Michael Pecky, by the way. That was what he told us.
I know.
He said, why did you allow this to happen? He goes, well, that was the year, I think, before Pecky took over. That was, I think, the last Hans Baca year.
Yeah, because that was the 2012 loss.
What a time.
Because that was literally the last kick of the 2012 series.
Yeah. Came right at us.
Yep. All right. So we're not going to read the rest of the responses, but no. Yeah. There was definitely some good ones in there. So. All right. So coming up this weekend, the Red Bulls will host Nashville SC in their season opener. Sean Davis back at Red Bull Arena for the first time since he left. I think, is Dak still on Nashville? I don't remember off the top of my head. But definitely have at least one returning player. Nashville, in their first game, they beat New York City 2-0 at home. So at least there's that. They beat New York City for us.
Yeah.
And I think that was the Fox game too. Because that was the very first game of the season.
It was, yep.
Which I don't know what the schedule was supposed to be, but now that I think about it, why wasn't LAFC playing at home to open the season? They were supposed to be on the road at the Rose Bowl.
Don't know.
I mean,
it's not really a road game.
No, but they were officially the away team. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But let the champions raise the banner? I mean,
don't know.
This league is weird with scheduling, so who knows? All right. So coverage starts 7:30 p.m. 7:39 kickoff. So if I remember correctly, 6:30 will start the or 6:37 starts the MLS 360 show, that the studio show that had Ray Phillips and Sasha Kleshtin on it. Which was okay. Wasn't great, it was okay, but at least it was something.
Mm-hmm.
And then the specific coverage for the game starts 7:30, 7:39 is kickoff. You will be able to, if you want to, listen to the Red Bulls radio call. So I think I'm going to be doing that this week just to see. If you do not have MLS Season Pass, that's fine. This one is a free game this week as well. I think I saw someone say roughly 40% of the Red Bull games are available for free. So
pretty sweet.
Yeah. All right. So predictions, Truman, you're up first. What do you think is going to happen on Saturday?
No one can see this, but I'm doing the shrug thing, the shrug emoji. I don't have a fucking clue. I don't know who even knows who's playing in this game. Is our designated player starting? Is he hanging on the bench? Is he watching from the rafters? I don't know. So with that, I have to say a 1-1 draw, because I think they're going to open up just being disappointing at home after a disappointing road loss. Until I know that dude is playing a full 90, I have no faith in this offense whatsoever, because they can't even get the ball to the forwards. So Lewis Morgan might score a 100-foot goal, because that's the only way they're going to actually score in this game.
If everybody does want to do the math, that's roughly 33 yards.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can be optimistic for a draw, honestly.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I don't think we'll get blown out. And the reason I don't think so is because Nashville didn't completely destroy New York City, and we do have a good defense. So I think it'll be a tight game. We're not going to come out on top. I think we're going to start our home schedule with a 1-0 loss to follow up on the loss at Orlando. And if we do lose,
that pain index is going way up.
That pain index, yeah, it's going to go straight up, and the season is going to go down.
Oh, you just want to be, that's so bad.
I was looking for something for a different thing. I saw that. I'm like, oh, you know what? Yep, I'm going to use that. By the way, I think we have the sad trombone, but there's a new one. I don't know if this is going to be better.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah. All right. So with that, it's time for the dumping ground.
I'm the trash man.
All right. So do we have anything we would like to discuss?
Well, the next season of Welcome to Wrexham is going to be very exciting, because they are currently in first place with a game in hand. So that's going to be some good TV.
And they had an FA Cup run.
Yeah, they had a good FA Cup run, which they could have advanced in the next round, but they completely fucked that up at home. But most importantly, for me, this weekend, Jay, know it's back. Do you know it's back this weekend? I want you to guess.
I'm guessing F1's back.
F1's back this weekend, baby. In Bahrain, we're back. We're racing Sunday morning, bright and early. I'm pumped. Red Bull should be the favorites again. So if you want to back something that has to do with Red Bull that's good, this is the best one you can do. So I am super pumped for that. So you get a little Red Bull soccer Saturday night, and then you get a little Red Bull racing Sunday morning.
Since we're going non-Red Bull stuff, obviously Mandalorian's back. I haven't watched the episode yet.
Big thumbs up there.
Okay, that's good to know. Ted Lasso, I think, is coming out the middle of the month. Let me check real quick. Yep. According to Google, it'll be March 15th.
Jim Curtin's very upset about that.
Oh, that's right. We're going to talk about that.
Oh, God. We could touch on it real quick. He's an idiot.
We will, but hold on.
That man has no personality. None.
I've been kind of waiting this for a long time. I don't think they're going to do the thing at the end of the previous movie. But Mel Brooks, History of the World, Part 2. March 6th.
Excited. Yes, I'm very excited about that. Extremely excited.
Yeah. I don't know why all the networks got together and just like, you know what, fuck it. March is just going to be drowning in content, but all for it. I mean, I saw one of the previews. It looks like Jack Black is going to play singing Hitler, so that's
sounds about right.
Yeah. Josh Gad I saw was playing Shakespeare.
Everybody's on that show. They found everybody.
Literally. Wanda Sykes is Harriet Tubman.
And she's one of the writers, too.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm waiting for that. And that's on, I believe, on Hulu.
Hulu, yes.
Yeah. All right. So coming back to the Jim Curtin thing. So the crux of his quote, and this is a summarization, is that Ted Lasso hurts American coaches because of perception. Except it ignores the reality that American coaches have never been taken seriously in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
The first one that was really, I think, taken seriously was actually Marsh, because he won a trophy in Europe. He wasn't given a long time at Leeds, but look at Leeds and Everton, and they're roughly the same amount of time between Marsh and Frank Lampard. Like, they had almost a full year between the two of them, each of them, and neither of them did anything, and they both got fired. If anything, we're on the same fucking level as Frank Lampard. I mean, that's something.
Its results speak for themselves. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter where he's from. It doesn't matter who if you suck, you're getting fired.
He got a longer leash.
No, sorry, go ahead. In European football, you get fired real fast.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure in England, he's the longest serving American coach, right? Like Bob Bradley, I don't think got a year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else was over there, but I don't remember anybody else getting a year in England. He got what, 1 or 2 years in Salzburg. He was assistant coach for Leipzig for a year. He was granted his stint at Leipzig as manager didn't last very long, but from all accounts, the front office didn't really help him out in that respect. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's all results based, right? If you don't win, you're fired. I mean, England versus United States, there's real consequences for not winning games. There's not really real consequences here, except for missing the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to get really that much less money. Yeah. So if anything, I'd say the fact that he got close to a year as the coach, as the manager of Leeds, is actually a good sign, because he helped the team stay up. I think he was one of the first, or probably the first American coach to keep a team out of relegation after coming in mid-season. That is an accomplishment. There is a problem with a perception of American coaches and players, but until we get an American coach who delivers a top 4 finish, or other phrase, like maybe like a Europa League qualifying finish, and an American player who can challenge for best in the world. It's just going to be the perception.
Yeah.
Results matter.
Yeah.
All right. So is that it for Dumping Ground?
Yes.
All right. So then it's been a while, but it's time to bring back the last segment of the show, Truman's Terrible Team of the Week.
That's terrible.
Listen, this is a tough one. I want to say us, just because I feel we embarrassed ourselves. But Colorado did lose 4-0 to Seattle, and that's pretty bad. So I guess I got to give it to Colorado. Probably going to see a lot of that this year from that team.
Why not Austin?
I can't make fun of Austin. I like that town. I just can't. I can't do it. I mean, yeah, they lost to an expansion team, but shit happens. It's not
two goals in the last 15 minutes, though.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't do it.
Okay.
I have friends there. They really got to get smoked again for me to rip on them. And Felipe used to be on their team.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I will say I like this assigned start times. I know we're only on one weekend, but I like having the consistent 7:30 start time already.
Yep, 75% of the time you know when your team's playing. Boom. Saturday night, 7:39.
You get your early game, you get your 7:30 local start, and then you maybe get a Sunday and Monday game.
Yeah. Nope, I'm a fan.
It's how it should be.
Yep.
Except, wow. Okay, I just looked ahead in the schedule. Apparently, March 11th, Charlotte is hosting a game against Atlanta at 12 noon. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a reason behind it.
There's got to be, but it's just still weird. Oh, so Google apparently shows win probability. You want to take a guess at what it is for Red Bull's Nashville?
Win probability? I would say we're 43%. Is that what we're talking?
Pretty close, 46.
There we go.
28% for a draw, 26% Nashville win. I don't think they realize how much that's skewed in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh, so this popped up on Twitter. So red carpet arrival at 6 p.m. on Saturday, 90 minutes before kickoff. Players will arrive at the front of Red Bull Arena to high five and shake hands with supporters and fans before the match. Be sure to arrive early and ready to cheer the team on ahead of the home opener. Gates open at 6:30 with VIP opening at 6.
Nice.
So is this going to be like the team's going to show up on a bus thing that we're going to start doing?
One gigantic stretch limo. The biggest stretch limo you've ever. It's barely going to be able to get around corners.
It's a party bus.
They're all going to be in one. Yeah, they're all going to be in one big party bus or limo.
You know, if that became a thing where they started arriving to the home games in a bus, I would say I would be approving of that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
No.
All right. You can visit us at patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month gets you exclusive content such as monthly wrap-ups, live post games, anything we decide to do. You can email us redbullrant@gmail.com. Call us 973-348-5329. Facebook.com/Red Bull Rant. On Twitter at Red Bull Rant for the show, at Dr. Stooge for myself, at the Truman for Truman. You can also get to us on Mastodon at Red Bull Rant at mstdn.social. Subscribe to this show via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. Last words before we get out of here.
You could also listen to Mastodon if you want to, if you're in the mood.
Well, yeah, there's always that too.
Yeah, just saying. Besides that, home opener, I hope there's a lot of people there. The weather's going to be, I guess, kind of shady tomorrow night into Saturday morning. I mean, worse up here than you guys, but hopefully the weather does not deter people from coming out and supporting the Red Bulls. And unbelievingly for me, getting a win.
Yep. All right. So for Truman and myself, this was episode 419 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, go Red Bulls.
See you later.